Hi everybody and welcome back to our farm. Slightly different video this week because our entire week has revolved around this little one. She was scheduled for her neutering on Tuesday, and at the same time they were going to pop in a little hernia that she had, and it was meant to be really easy, but there was a complication and it was much more difficult, so she had to have a much bigger incision. So she's got about a 6-inch wound, and as a result her recovery has been much worse. So we have her in this little baby grow to stop her getting to the wound. She also had a cone, but she's out of that now, but it's meant that she's needed constant care, constant attention to stop her getting to the wound. So obviously while Victoria's been at work, I've been doing that, and as a result we've not been able to make any progress on the tiny house this week. However, we've tried to use the time as best as possible while we've been stuck indoors, and we sat down and we finalised the floor plan for the tiny house. So today we're going to go mark it all out and share it with you. For those that are new around here, this is an abandoned stone building on our farm, and we plan on converting it into a stone tiny house for us and our dogs. Now I'm calling this a tiny house, but some of you might think of it as more of a micro house. The internal dimensions are very small. It is approximately 20 square meters, or for those in the US, that's around 200 square feet. It may be a tiny space, but we have massive plans for it. It's pretty dark and gloomy outside today, which is making it very difficult to film in here. So I thought we would pop off the wood that's boarding up this window to get some more light in. We've never unveiled this since we've been here, so we're pretty excited too, because this is going to be the view up the land from our kitchen sink. Let's call Victoria in and get her reaction. Want to come and have a look?
Yeah, we're coming. Oh, blimey. Oh, it's made such a difference, hasn't it?
Yeah. That
view through the very, very dirty glass will be really, really nice.
Yeah.
Don't you think, Pop? I don't know if she's as impressed as I am.
How should we do this then? Should we mark it all out on the floor?
I think that's good. Shall we start with the kitchen?
Start with the kitchen.
Yeah.
So that's the kitchen mapped out. As you can see, it's a L-shaped kitchen with the 2 windows, and it's about 2.5 meters on that side.
This way?
And then about 1.7, I think, on this side.
1.7.
Yeah, what do you think?
It's bigger than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
I can imagine doing the pots here, doing the cooking here, and then finally getting a nice cold glass of wine from the fridge.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be lower than that.
That's a very
it's not going to be
good
the big tall one because of the window.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it'll be a nice
Okay.
space to work. There's going to be plenty of
Yeah.
counter space, and I think it's going to work really well. Especially like this, of like having the sink in front, and then
100%.
being able to wash up and look up the land.
I think Pop is ready. Shall we map out the rest?
Yeah, let's map out the rest and then we'll
Yeah.
show you around.
Good.
So now that that is all mapped out, I thought I'd give you a bit of an orientation so you can have an idea of the layout of the place. We've shown you the kitchen in this front corner. Then in the back corner behind it, we have a small bathroom. Then next to that, we have our living room or our snug. Then over in the front corner, we have our staircase leading up to the mezzanine. So this staircase is one part of the design that we really don't want to compromise on. We really do want stairs. Neither of us are really a fan of like ladders or things like that, especially because in the future we want this to be for guests. And if our parents are coming or anything like that, you know, I really do not want them to be crawling up and down a ladder to go to bed or to come down first thing in the morning. Now, building this staircase might be a little bit above my pay grade, if I'm being honest. It's going to be such a challenge, but we really want to pull it off. So the plan is, as you can see where we've mapped it out, it's going to have a bend in it, and you'll effectively walk up a few steps here, then this will be a nice little point for the dogs to sit and look out the window, and then you'll continue up here, and then this will take you to the mezzanine. Then when you step off the stairs onto the mezzanine, we're going to have clothes storage wrapping around in this corner. So there'll be a unit that goes on this wall and that wall, kind of like an L. It'll be relatively low because the ceiling height on the corner where it joins the roof, and then you'll then walk through the mezzanine here, and over on this side will be our king size bed. I'm big, I'm 6'2". I'm not comfortable sleeping in anything less than a king size bed, so that's something else we can't compromise on. And just speaking about height, for anybody who's worried about the height of the mezzanine, so like I said, I'm 6'2", which I think is about 190 centimeters.
I think it's around that, yeah.
Something like that. So just to show you where the ceiling height will be on the mezzanine, let me have a look. So it's going to be 210. So that's about there. So you can see plenty of head height for me underneath here, more than enough head height for Victoria underneath here.
All right.
So I think it'll be pretty comfortable, even upstairs where it's in the ridge and where it hits the peak of the roof. I think Victoria will be able to stand up. I won't be, but that's only going to be for sleeping upstairs. So that's a compromise. If I can stand up comfortably down here and not upstairs, that's okay. So that's the layout of the upstairs mezzanine. Now back to the downstairs. So we've shown you the kitchen layout. As you can see, I'm quite pleased that in the kitchen, there's a fair bit of floor space to walk in. It's pretty decent. So you'll come through here and into the bathroom at the back. Here you'll have a door that opens out into the kitchen because the room here, it's pretty compact in there. But you'll walk in, straight in front of you, you'll have the royal throne. And you'll sit down like this, and I'm sure you all know how to use a toilet, but just to show you the space and give you a feel for it. And then in this corner, we're going to have a shower. And this is a full-size shower. This is, I think, 80 by 120. And then the door will slide across. So like I say, the shower will be the full depth of the bathroom. One compromise we haven't figured out yet is we think we're probably not going to have a sink in here, because we're going to have a sink here and you'll just come out and wash your hands. But maybe when we're tweaking the design, we can come up with a way to have a tiny little hand basin to wash your hands in here. The reason we've put the bathroom and the kitchen in this configuration is because here we'll have the shower and there'll be water coming into here, and then we can pass through this partition and the water can join into the kitchen where we're going to have the sink. Right, so you come back out of the bathroom and into the kitchen, and as you can see here, we have the bathroom front wall here, and it doesn't extend the full depth of the mezzanine, and that's because we don't need it to, and we want a bit more space in the kitchen. However, one thing we are going to do is we do want the living space the full size of the mezzanine, so this adjoining wall between the bathroom and the living space will carry on past the bathroom out to the edge of the mezzanine. And what that will give us here is a nice bit of wall space where we can have like a whiteboard for reminders or a calendar or things like that. Maybe we'll have a way to incorporate a little ledge or something to keep keys on, who knows. But yeah, this is going to come out and create a nice little space here. Then as you come back round into the entrance, we're going to have a small half height little wall here. And the reason we're doing that is because we don't have anywhere that's permanently going to be able to house a table. So what we thought we'd do is have this little wall here. We'll then have a table that flips up, and then we'll pull out some chairs from some storage, and we'll have a little space to sit and work. And then leading round from this table, we walk round and into our living room, den, snug, TV room, whatever you want to call it. So then over in this corner, we're going to have our sofa, and it's actually quite a generous sofa, a very normal, comfy sofa. We laid out the chairs to try and show you and illustrate it a bit more. But yeah, I think we said it was going to be a 3-seater sofa. Jump down, you've got filthy feet. Oh. Yeah, it's going to be a 3-seater sofa, nice and comfy with armrests, plenty of space for, you know, footstools, footrests, lots of space for the dogs to come up and have a snuggle with us as well. It'll be really nice. Then over here, watch out, Pop. Going to have our wood burner. So again, it's going to keep us nice and cozy in this space. It'll open up out into this way, of course. And then we're going to have the chimney go up through the mezzanine, up into the bedroom. And that's going to keep the bedroom upstairs kind of nice and warm as well. While we're talking about wood burners, we're really looking for a small one. And in Portugal, we can't really find any that are small enough. Like the smallest one is still pretty big. I know in Canada, I think they're based, there's a company called Cubic or Mini Cubic, and they make these really small ones, but we can't find anything in Portugal or in the EU, and it costs a bomb to get it imported from Canada. So if anybody out there knows of any EU-based small or tiny wood burner companies, please let me know in the comments, because you'd be doing us a huge favor. Then over on the partition wall with the bathroom, this is going to be going all the way up to the underside of the mezzanine, so it's creating a real nice room down here. And this is where we're going to have our television. We are telly people, we love watching YouTube, we love watching films, so that's something we don't really want to compromise on. Yeah, and I think in general this place with the ceiling height and the lights underneath, it's going to be a real nice feeling here, and it's going to create a really nice and cozy, sort of snug. So I'm really happy that we did that, because it's now given us a better indication of like the feel for the place. I'm really pleased at how much floor space we've got. Plenty of room for activities.
Look at all this floor space. So much aerobics in here. So many activities.
And yeah, it's nice to know that we're going to have kind of double height in some spaces, yet we're going to have cozy areas in others. I think it's a really good use of the space.
I'd be lying if I wasn't saying that I was also a little bit relieved, because when we did the SketchUp on the computer, it fit, but when we actually walked into this space, it did not seem like it was all going to actually pan out.
No, it's when you see the computer file and then you look at this room, it's like, how does this work? Because like you said, we've got a big kitchen, a full-size shower, a full-size sofa, king-size bed.
Yeah.
Plus we've got clothes storage up there. We've got
2 dogs.
2 dogs. We've got storage underneath the stairs. You know, a wood burner, a big television.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty amazing that we've managed to fit it all in.
Yeah. Now we've just got to do it.
Now we've just got to do it. So yeah, like we say, you know, I hope this has given you a feel for how it's going to be. It's a big challenge. We know it's an adventurous design, but we hope you want to come along for the journey, and I hope you like it. Let us know in the comments your thoughts, and we'll see you next time.